But it's going to vary from person to person. What stop loss works best for you. So keep in mind your account positions, your account sizing for your positions, and then your total account value as well, and keep it relative. Supported the bounce, supply and demand levels. What's the biggest split I gotta have? I'm gonna wait till the shakeout. I don't really I don't really look into it that much. And the past couple of years, I haven't paid so much attention to my long-term position because I've started expanding into putting my money into other assets that have quicker return potential, greater return potential, and I feel a lot less risky, and I feel like I have more control over it. So I still have a long-term account, but I'm not just like, oh, it's time for me to go load up on this other thing. That's just me personally right now at this point in my life. I'd rather invest that into other avenues and other assets. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and slip over to somebody asked CPI numbers come out tomorrow. How's it gonna look? I don't know. Wait till they come out. I don't look at CPI, bro. That's just me as a person, though. Like I said, day trade options off a 1 minute chart. I don't look at CPI. I don't look at the interest rates. I don't look at all that extra stuff because it doesn't apply to me as a trader. I haven't seen the past month. This is like a month straight where I've just been trading the 1 minute chart. I haven't seen my lack of knowledge and awareness about market news. I haven't seen it affect my trading at all. I've consistently been putting up 90%, 80 or 90% within that range. Win rates pretty much each week. Currently for the month, my win rate is 77%. So I don't look at, just to give like kind of context, I don't know. I don't know what CPI is going to do. It doesn't affect me as a trader personally, so I don't look at it. That's how I look at stuff. Pretty simple. All right, I'm gonna slide over back to the Zoom. Netflix is down 79% year to date. That's correct. You see a lot of people get in and out of trades in 1 or 2 minutes, but I seem to get in, move on, and come back and see my trade making money. How do I do that? Seems like I'm very calm and confident, and I can get in, make a sandwich, come back, and be in profit. Maybe you're just waiting on pins and needles to get out. All right, so my calmness and confidence in my trading comes with the fact that I continuously improve, I continuously backtest, I continuously educate myself, I continuously practice, and I continue to get reps, and I continue to learn from myself. So the reason I can tell you I have a 77% win rate is because I've tracked all my trades that I've closed so far this month. All right, so I know that, and I can go look at any of those trades, and I can see what I entered, when I entered, why I entered. I annotate my charts. And if you go in the group chat, you see me listing out what I'm looking at, right? On Shopify today, I took Shopify puts, made 55% on them, and I broke down what I was looking at on the chart in my channel. I said, this is what I see on Shopify. If I'm the outside bar, it's breaking down on a 5 minute, right? So a good entry would be below this level for puts, right? So that's it. I know that's it. And I've seen over time, I guess, that the way I'm breaking things down is successful. So I don't need to sit here and stare at a screen. I will get in my trade because I'm confident in my trades. I typically don't take trades that I'm not confident in. If I do, I just don't put a lot of money in them. But I guess the other thing is my position sizing. If I take a heavy position, then I'll be sitting there and I'll be at the chart. I'm still chilling. I'm still confident because I'm not taking trades that are random trades. I'm not just taking random willy-nilly trades that get called out. I don't blindly follow trade ideas from other people. Right. So even if I do see somebody else call something out in my group chat or in another group chat or on Twitter or whatever, I'll look at it and I say, okay, they said AMD calls. AMD is rejecting that 101 level. This is 4th time rejecting that level. Nah, I'm gonna get puts, And there's been times where, because I am in multiple Discords, I've called out puts on something, or somebody in another Discord has called out calls, one of their admins called out calls on something, and I took puts, right? And those particular times I won. I think it happened in my group time where I lost one time, but you get confidence with repetition, you get confidence with continued education. And if you continue to practice, and you accept the fact that once you take the trade, you took the trade, then there's no need to sit there and freak out. There's no need to walk on pins and needles because you've built up the knowledge and awareness. LeBron don't be on pins and needles when he's shooting free throws and when he's finna go dunk. Like, he just decides, I'm about to go dunk. I don't care who's down there, I'm going up. Ja, as many times as he missed when he tried to posterize somebody, Ja has trained enough to be like, I don't care, I'm going up. And maybe I miss, right? You take a trade, maybe you lose. You're gonna lose some trades. But regardless, I'm about to go up. I'm about to get in this trade. So build your confidence by continuing to practice, continuing to learn, continuing to study. What's my take on swinging leap options within weeks? It wouldn't be a leap if it's only like 2-3 weeks. I think a leap has to be like at least 6 months or 3 months, 6 months, something like that. I think leaps are cool. Maybe you're talking about taking it sometime soon. I think the biggest thing is, again, we're in a bear market. So if you can get a 3-year leap. Just keep in mind, you might have a better entry within the next 6 months if we continue with downtrend. And I'd rather have a better entry. So when trading on the 1 minute, 5 minute, if y'all hopping on the live, put questions in the chat. If y'all hopping on the Zoom, because I am on Zoom with my Discord group, put questions in the chat. When trading on a 1 minute, 5 minute chart, how many previous days support and resistance by demand zones do I keep on my chart to set, trigger, and target levels? I usually start my levels over that day. So typically I'll go in and I'll clear out any previous levels, and then I'll make new levels. Sometimes on my chart, I'll have like yesterday's data up. So I might just see that still. But yeah, I go off today's levels, and a lot of times, because my schedule just works out that way, I might be leaving the gym and I might not get to the house until it's 30 minutes into the market. Or don't trade and drive. Or I might be looking at a chart while I'm driving. I'm like, oh crap, the market up. Let me see what's going on. And then I'll wait. Because if you're trading the 1 minute, and this is why it's so much different than trading an hourly chart or a daily chart. I don't know how many candles there are in a day on a 1 minute chart, but there's a crap ton of them. So there's a lot of price action for me to go and trade. And if you can trade off of price action, then I think you should be able to trade off of any chart time, a time frame, because price is price, So I just reset them every day. After the first 30 minutes, you have at least 30 candles that you can chart up, whether it's patterns, whether it's candle patterns, whether it's price patterns, you can do that. So that's that. What else we got? Can I explain rho and gamma? Rho, I believe, has to do with the interest rates and how interest rate changes affect the contract. Gamma is how much the delta would change with the stock moving. I don't really know how to explain it too deep, bro. To be real with you, and that's like, you hear me say this all the time. I don't like talking on stuff I don't fool with or I don't do. Greeks are one of those things that, in all the things you can learn about with stocks and with all the things you can learn about with options, Greeks are one of those things that I started learning about a little bit, and then I was like, I'm all right. So some people have their different opinions about that. Some people don't like it. Some people say, dude, you crazy for not looking at the Greeks. Whatever. I done doubled my account 3 weeks in a row. I don't care. And that's just me. And I guess that comes with the confidence too, is being able to be confident in what you've done and what you can do. So, people would say the fact that I've been trading off a 1 minute chart, people would say, you can't trade on a 1 minute chart. And I haven't been using indicators. The only thing that be on my chart is a little indicator that tells me what the last high price was and what the last low price was. I threw a 200-day EMA on there today. So the past 3 weeks, all that, there hasn't been any MACD, RSI, Bollinger Band, awesome oscillator. I just had a chart with some little bubbles that show me the price on it, and that's it. And people will say, you need indicators or whatever. people would say you need to know how to read level 2 and read the tape and read this and that. People would say you need to know what's going on in the news and the reports and all of that. So I think to go back to the question of confidence is I haven't been doing all that. And like I said, this month I have a win rate and I've doubled my account every week. I just started a new account. What was that, 2 days ago? Tuesday, I started a whole fresh account and doubled it the next day. Not like it was just crazy. I played Alibaba, so that helped. That day Alibaba went crazy. But just to say, like, bro, I'm confident because I know what I'm doing works. I know, like, I see the proof. I am the proof. So you just build confidence by doing it, bro. So that's, let me see what else. There's 390 minutes and 6.5 hours. Thank you. So in a day, you got 390 candles on a 1 minute chart. It's a lot of stuff you could trade within that. So anybody in the Zoom, keep asking questions. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the live. Somebody got some money on spot puts. Good job, bro. CPI tomorrow. What do I think about trading Tesla option calls or puts the first 30 minutes of market open? You notice that Tesla moves a lot at open. Somebody mentioned that to me today. So if I'm trading within the first 30 minutes, I'm usually going to trade. Do I sell options? No, I don't. Typically, if I do, it's just in the form of a spread, like a credit spread. So if I'm trading within the first 30 minutes, then it's going to be a gap fill trade typically. So I know, and I've done numbers and looked at all that. I know that typically gap fills on SPY are more likely to fill the further we are into the week. So like Thursday and Friday, gap fills are more likely than a Monday gap fill. The size of the gap fill matters, right? Smaller gap fills are more like, well, smaller gaps are more likely to get filled intraday than larger gaps. You know, and that just makes sense if there's a 5% gap versus a 1% gap. Like you logically can understand that a 1% gap is more likely to get filled, right? So just studying different things like that. If I do trade within the first 30 minutes, it's usually a gap fill trade. Do I trade earnings? No, because you never know what's going to happen. I used to trade straddles on some stuff that had high expected volatility. It's really hit or miss. And I've tried earning strategies in the past and I couldn't find any consistency within about 2 weeks of just trading earnings. So I stopped. All right, well, I keep doing something that's not working. So I don't trade earnings. I don't really like to even trade after earnings. Sometimes I'll trade like the next day after earnings because there's more volatility that day, but I don't trade earnings. I don't sell options. I already answered that, unless it's a credit spread. Y'all can keep putting questions in the Zoom. What's up, y'all on live? What up, Jay? What up, Kay? What's up, Bria? Scalping is the best way to eat in the market right now. Yeah, bro, definitely scalp heavy. What's my favorite scalp setup? My phone just said it got too hot. Dang. Gotta switch phones. Did I log out on this one? Let's see if I can. Oh, can't get in. Oh, that's the end of the live. We could cook something on this thing. Have I considered Amazon Prime Day calls? Amazon usually does well on Prime Day. So I haven't thought about it. I don't know when Prime Day is, 25th. I don't know. What other questions y'all got in mid-July? Okay. But yeah, no, I haven't looked at it, but I do know that historically Amazon does perform well on Prime Day or the days leading up to and the day after. So that would be probably a good thing to hop in. What other questions y'all got? Mr. Big Chin, I know you said you on here, bro. Where the questions at? I called you out. I want your questions. Am I 1 minute to 5 minute trading? Am I primarily looking for breakouts or what? I'm a mix, bro. So I do trade breakouts on the 1 minute. I do trade patterns. So if you go look through my channel, and I literally just go look through my channel, bro. I put screenshots of what I'm looking at and explaining why I'm looking at what I'm looking at. But I will trade. I traded a falling wedge on the 1 minute yesterday. I traded a bull flag on Alibaba on the 5 minute yesterday. So I also trade, regular patterns. I trade inside days. So I trade candlestick patterns on the 1 minute and 5 minute as well. What have I been doing with crypto? Futures trading. I haven't been investing in crypto heavily. I've just been trading futures, mainly short positions.
How you doing? Hey, I got a coupon for $1.
Let's see if I can get back on this live, bro. On IG. Say people still on here. I like it's reconnecting. Sorry, I'm trying to get reconnected to IG Live. My phone overheated. What we got? What exchanges am I doing on crypto futures on? Qcoin? 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 I don't know how to pronounce it. Qcoin, Kucoin. Let's see. Why is there a wider spread on bid and ask for some options while others are tight? Look at the trade volume. I think that's really an easy way. They're just not getting traded enough for there to be a tighter spread. As far as I know, maybe somebody has a better answer than that. They can put in the chat. But typically, you're going to see that on stocks that have lower volume on their options and lower volume on the stock itself. Yep, I said closer spread, more volume, liquidity. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm getting back set up on IG Live. No doubt, Patrick. All right, Kevin, I'm loving the questions coming through, bro. I'm loving it. All right. With patterns, though, pennants, flags, channels, wedges, aren't we actually looking for breakouts from them patterns? Yeah. And then add any support and resistance you find on a 1 minute. And that's pretty much all you need, other than seeing certain candles that indicate reversal and continuation, trying to figure out how to simplify what you're looking at. Yeah, bro. So when I'm trading on a 1 minute and a 5 minute, I'm literally trading the same way you would trade on a 30 minute. All right, so yeah, it's a flag breakout, it's a channel, it's a wedge, it's a support and resistance breakout, breakdown. The same concepts, same concepts, just on a small time frame. But like I said, I did do a class on it specifically that's recorded, and you could hop on that class as well. Nothing wrong with asking questions here, but you can definitely watch that class I taught. That recording is going to help you a lot too. All right. Sorry, y'all on IG, my phone overheated. Yeah, my phone overheated, y'all. Yes, you saw that and loved it. You're still learning. The hardest part is charting and seeing the patterns. That's gonna come with time, bro. So when we live traded yesterday, right? When we did the live trading yesterday, I had my screen up and I would draw out a pattern on the chart and then Google the pattern by name and show you the similarity. So you can literally carry it over, right? So if you're trying to learn how to see patterns easier, then what you want to do is look at them. All right. Some people will print them out, put them on a poster and put them in their room. Some people will print them out, cut them up into like little spots, and then they'll put them on their laptop or put them on their computer. I've seen people do all types of stuff like that. But if you want to get better with the patterns, you need to look at the patterns more often. Right? That's really the only way. It's not just going to come in overnight, right? So if you want to get better with the patterns, look at patterns. If you want to get better with lifting weights, lift more weights. If you want to get better at speaking Spanish, go speak Spanish. People on live, I'm talking to the people on the Zoom, not talking to myself. They're locked. Oliver said his lock screens. Oh, I said that name wrong. Olivier? But somebody just said that their lock screen is chart patterns, right? So the more you look at it, bro, you understand. Said that class is a 3-hour video. Yeah, it was a 3-hour video for the live trading. You're welcome. You print out a flyer, definitely do that. Am I using screeners for finding my stocks I trade for the day, or do I have a massive watch list and do I just go through them all to look for trades? So I do have some screeners. Most of my screeners are typically going to be swing trades, but usually what I end up doing is I just trade. Yeah, I got stuff on the list. So my trading view has like 200 something stocks on it. And I'll flip through them sometimes. For the most part, I'll stick to like SPY and Tesla really. But then other than that, I'll just find stocks that have weekly options with high ATRs, right? So average true range. So I'm looking for stocks that move $5 a day, $18 a day, right? The more they move a day, then the more opportunity I have to catch different moves on them as they're making those moves. So that's why I traded shop today, right? Or I'll see different things that people are talking about and I'll go check them out. So somebody mentioned DraftKings yesterday, right? I think, yeah, somebody called out a DraftKings trade yesterday. I didn't buy it yesterday. I went to look at the chart and it made sense, but I didn't buy it, right? But then today I saw it go up, like I put in my channel, I saw it go up, I saw it retest that area around like 1420 or 1440 or so, and it rejected. And then on a 5-minute chart, I saw it start to break down throughout the day. So then I went ahead and entered DraftKings, right? So that's pretty much how I go with it. I don't use screeners very often. I usually just pop open a chart and just go. Do I wait for a break and retest of structure on both time frames or just the 1 minute? Typically the 1 minute. So I definitely prefer to wait for a retest. If it's a pattern, then I'll wait for a retest. So if it's like a flag breakout or a head and shoulders type of deal, I will wait for a retest. Usually if we make a new low, I'll just wait for a close below the previous low, or if we make a new high, I'll wait for a close above the previous high, and then I'll go off of that. And it might be a retest, it might not. I don't mind it retesting because I'm on a 1 minute chart, I'm day trading it. So I don't mind taking a 5% loss or a 10% loss or whatever. My position sizing isn't going to be that, where compared to my account, I get hurt by a 10% loss if I take it. Is there a list of high ATR stocks like that? I would say you just go create one. So you can Google it. You can go on a stock screener website like FinViz. Yeah, go on FinViz. And on FinViz, you can just screen out stocks that have weekly options, or stocks that have options, stocks that have an ATR above a certain level. And you can just filter through that and you create your watch list off of that. What's up, people on IG? I'm just responding to questions in the Zoom. Y'all can put questions in here. I'm glad Touch Hill Fly made money off SPY today. Good job, bro. Definitely was a lot of money on SPY today. SPX as well. Thoughts on Tesla? Are you talking about long term? You talking about short term? You talking about tomorrow? You talking about next week? My thoughts on red box short interest, bro. I traded red blocks twice. That's exactly why I was looking at it. And you see the squeeze, you saw it pop, right? It went up like 20% yesterday. The day before that, it was up like 14% at one point. So that's really it. A lot of times I do trade stocks that have shorts. What type of trading is best for the 1 minute chart? Day trade, scalping? I think, is that what you're asking? How do you feel about the drop today, and what do you think motivated it? Real, bro. I didn't look at SPY today until the market was already closed. All right. So I traded Shopify today. I traded Shopify, I traded DraftKings. I had some Tesla calls that I swung overnight that popped up at open with the gap up. And I closed out of those. So I didn't even see SPY have that big drop. Samaj in the Zoom said GDP and interest rates. There's a good answer. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't even pay attention to it. So don't have a big answer for you. SPX rose the 3-day event, says D. How long have I been on here? Long enough. I'm gonna kick it on live on Zoom and on live for another 15 minutes or so. My phone is on 19%. Nope, 12%. It's 19 people on live. So keep on asking questions in the Zoom, ask questions on IG Live. What's my play for Fridays usually? Anything. So I do like to trade 0 DTE on SPY on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. As far as trading on Fridays, I'll trade whatever's there. I still prefer to trade something with a high ATR, something that's gonna move a lot. So I like trading stuff like Boeing, NVIDIA, SPY, Tesla. As far as tomorrow, I don't know. I don't have a watch list planned out. We might gap up, we might gap down. So I'm gonna just see what happens at open. And I'll probably pull up SPY, Tesla. Might be it. This might pull up SPY and Tesla. And maybe NVIDIA and Netflix, maybe. But I'll flip through, bro. So like what you'll notice with me, and it always just sounds crazy because it's not the traditional or typical. I don't have a watch list beforehand. Yeah, CPI comes out tomorrow, but I'm not really paying attention to that. And that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, a lot of people will just wait till CPI numbers come out and then trade how that goes. Usually what happens when there's, data coming out, when Fed speaks, usually I just trade up until that happens. So because I'm scalping, most of the times I'm trading up until it, and then I'll trade after it. So you could do something else where you're, you could do like a little spread or a little split where you get calls and puts. And then once the data gets released and the market reacts, you could cut whatever one is going to lose and hold whatever one's going to run up. What time does it come out? June 10th, CPI, 2020. What time? 8:30 a.m. Hope this is old. I don't know. I think CPI usually comes out before the market. Oh, bro. Yeah, 8:30 is the same. Okay, so 8:30. Yeah, so CPI comes out before market opens. What else we got? How does ATR work? Like reading it on the chart. It's just telling you the average range the stock makes during the period of the day. So if the ATR on the stock is 10, right, you might see it open at $100. It might go up $5, might come down $5. That's 10, right? That's $10 for the range. If I'm trading calls on SPY, do I ever combine puts with the VIX or vice versa? No, because essentially I'm kind of taking the same position. So I'm either going to take calls on SPY or I'm going to take puts on SPY. Or I'll take calls on VIX or puts on VIX. But I don't think there's a reason to buy essentially take the same kind of trade at the same time, right? That would be like buying puts on SPY and buying calls on SH. Like you're essentially exposing yourself to the same move. So I would just rather load up on whatever I think the better trade is. Did I grab Amazon after the split? I didn't. We're in a bear market. I'm not buying anything. Until the market shows true sign of a reversal, I'm not buying. I'm not about to buy into or put my money into something as it continues to drop. I'm gonna wait. And I'm not gonna catch the absolute perfect bottom, which is fine. I'd rather catch a higher bottom than catch the bottom for today, which I'd rather catch a bottom that's higher, right? It goes down and then comes up and then retests it and then continues up. I'd rather get in right there and be more certain that I'm moving up and load up when we're actually moving back up than to buy it at 125 and then buy it again at 123 and then buy it again at 118 and then buy it again at 115 and buy it again at 110. I'm not in the interest of adding a bunch of money in there and watching it continue to drop. I have more fun making money, so I'd rather do that. This is how I feel. So that's just my thoughts. And yes, over the long term, if it goes back up, then yeah. But if we're entering a bear market that can last anywhere from 6 months to 12 months to 18 months, then at that point I'm losing capital, or my capital is just sitting dormant when it could be put into better use somewhere else. So I didn't buy Amazon. I'm not buying any long-term positions right now as stuff continues to drop. Crypto, same type of deal. Crypto is bear market. Crypto is continuing to drop. I'm not buying long-term investments while stuff is still dropping. I'm going to wait until we see what actually is going to come back, because not everything is going to come back up. Not everything is going to go back up to its original levels. A lot of stuff was way overvalued. So I'm not doing that. You've been buying Amazon, but waiting for it to drop more. Exactly, right? But if you could have took the money you spent at 125, you would have been able to get more shares at 120, which is what I'm saying I'm doing, is waiting for it to go down further. It's going to bounce somewhere, right? It's going to have a bottom at some point, and then it's going to retest that bottom, and it bounces off the bottom again, and I know where I have more confidence that we're in a move back up. That's when I'll load up. And my thinking behind that is, if I can think about simple numbers. If you buying it all up at 200, say the stock was at 300. If you're buying it all up at 200, and we both have, say, $100,000, you buy it all at 200 because it's dropping from 300, right? And I'm buying it up when it hits 100. I have twice as many shares as you. My position is double yours, but we spent the same amount of money. All right, so that's kind of my logic on waiting, and not just catching stuff as it drops. So that stuff is in a bear market. I'm gonna wait for it to reverse. My phone's on 10%, my laptop's on 15%. If y'all on the Zoom in the group chat, what's up? Drop some more questions. If y'all on live rocking with me, what's up? Drop some more questions. The Zoom is recorded. The live will be recorded and put up as well. If y'all on the live and want to learn how to make more money with the market, whether it's Forex, crypto, or stocks, hop in the group. Links in the bio. Got classes every day. When is the 1 minute chart best to use? When you're scalping. I feel like you got a question you're trying to ask, bro, and it's just a wording that's keeping like a barrier between us. When is the 1 minute chart best to use? If you're scalping, I'll say this: when should you not use a 1 minute chart? When you don't have the time to look at it, right? So I don't have a 9 to 5. I don't have kids. I don't have college. I trade, and I have a business teaching people to trade. So I could sit in front of my computer all day and trade a 1 minute chart if I wanted to. You're absolutely not using the 1 minute chart for swing trading, bro. Swing trading, you're gonna be looking at daily. You look at the weekly. You can even look at the 1 hour. But yeah, 1 minute chart is definitely gonna be scalpers. And your intent should be to be in and out the trade within, no more than 15 to 30 minutes. In the Zoom, yeah, 1, 3, 5, 15-minute chart for scalping. You notice that a MACD crossover on a 1 minute chart seems to be very consistent, especially at open, but within the first 30 minutes. What stock are you noticing that on? That's a back test, bro. That's a back test opportunity, testing those MACD crosses on a 1 minute chart. Keep in mind, the 1 minute chart, like the other person said, has 340 or 390 candles in a day. So there's a lot more swings and movements, 390. So a lot more movements on that 1 minute chart. What's my strategy if working a full-time job, a job where you can't look at your phone very often? The profit calendar. All right, so the profit calendar is something I put together where it's giving you swing trade ideas based on seasonal patterns. All right, so simple way of breaking it down is if we had to like sit there and bet money on when a gym would have the most signups in a year, right? January, that's when everybody signs up for the gym. So that's something that happens year over year over year over year, right? And if you could find a correlation with these market patterns, then you can see stocks that have, patterns as well. So I don't think gym stocks actually do it like that, where they go up every January, but stocks like Apple, Nike, and Walmart tend to go up in December. Tesla, I think I think it was like 83% of the time, Tesla has finished positive in June, right? So having knowledge of stuff like that, if you know that, then you can go and pinpoint what are the best days to buy and sell Tesla in June. So that's what the profit calendar shows you. Kevin's asking about the profit calendar in the Discord. It's in the Discord, bro. It's also in the bio, and y'all could all just go in there and try it out. It's you get a month of it for free. It's no problem. Hop on there. It's just swing trade ideas that over the past 15 years have won 90% of the time, right? So you'll be looking at something that basically says, if you bought and sold Apple on the 4th of January, bought it on the 4th, sold it on the 23rd, right? If you did that every year the past 10 years or 15 years, your average win would have been 4%. The average loss would have been this, right? And that way you can go and trade things based off of that. So I'll recommend that. If you're trading options, spreads are going to help you because of time decay and because you're selling the contract. And then swing trade, right? So when I did trade and I was working full time, I would set up on the weekends. I go in and look at my charts, figure out a watch list for the next week. I would set alerts and be like, okay, this stock looks like it's doing this. Okay, cool. So I got alerts set off on my phone so that when Shopify crosses 411, I know that it's breaking out of this pattern, and then I'll go ahead and buy. No problem. Happy to help. Hit the link in my bio for that. If you're a new person to stocks, I have a free course, free training. Go through it, learn. The group chat, the education in the group chat is free. The only thing that costs is getting the signals every day across stocks, crypto, and Forex and options. If you DM me Amazon's chart, would I be able to help you analyze it? Yeah, bro, but it wouldn't be today. It probably wouldn't be tomorrow. I'm usually 3 days on DMs because I'm rotating through emails, Discord DMs, IG DMs, and then text messages. So between those, it's pretty much like a day. I'm responding to text on Monday. I'm responding to Discord DMs on Tuesday. I'm responding to IG on Wednesday. I'm responding to emails on Thursday. And then I kind of like knock them all out again on Friday, maybe, right? So, yeah. But I would say if you're in the group, Jourdan, hop on one of the classes and just ask them to show the chart. On Sundays, we do chart classes as well. So you can just hop on there on Sunday and ask people to look at the Amazon chart. Or you can send it in the group and ask people to break it down with you. But I know for me personally, I can't make a commitment to a DM because it's a lot of them. And I wouldn't be able to do much if I'm sitting there responding to all these DMs as soon as they come through. I wouldn't be able to do anything. So yeah, pop it in the group chat. I'll be on for another minute. Phone's on low. My laptop's on low. Today was going to be a chart class. Normally we have chart classes on Thursday. But we're not today, so I'll fill it in with this Q&A. Any last questions? Any final questions? Again, free beginner's course in the link in my bio. If you work a 9 to 5 where you're in school and you want to swing trade and you don't have time to sit there and look at charts and look at indicators and all of that, check out the profit calendar. I just put it in the Zoom. It's in the bio. That's what's going to help you. That's what helped me trade consistently while I was working full time and when I was in school. Stocks that have a good ATR, Samaj, pop on FinViz and use their screener and filter out stocks that have a higher ATR. All right, so look for stuff maybe above a 5 if you're going to be day trading. What are my thoughts on SPY dropping today? I didn't look at it until I drove 4 hours today after market close. So I waited to drive until market close. I didn't even look at SPY today. I didn't trade it, didn't look at it. But it looks like it was moving off of data. And there was a lot of selling at the end. So I think what we've seen consistently is when there's a big move up at the end of the day or a big drop at the end of the day, usually that carries over because there's a bunch of dumping of positions last minute. So for beginners with small accounts, what strategies do I recommend? If you're trading options, I would say for beginners, it's probably best to get to start swing trading. And then you also want to do spreads. Spreads, like, people sleep on spreads. People sleep on selling premium because it's not where the big gains are at, right? It's not where the huge gains are at. It's not pretty. It's not exciting. You know, you're not going to be selling premium and be like, oh, I just made 300% selling premium, right? Like, very rarely you're going to see stuff like that, right? So, or with spreads, you know, that's not something you're going to see. But I think that's really good for building an account of any size. But with beginners, I would say stick to swings as you learn how to maneuver the market, and then doing spreads. Somebody just put in the group, or not in the group chat, but on the IG Live, them different spreads of life. Real talk, like it's not pretty and cool and sexy, but you're gonna grow your account with the low risk because you're trading spreads. And it helps you compound, what somebody said in the Zoom. So if you're not in the Discord, hit the link in my bio after this and hop in the Discord. We're also on Zoom on the Discord. What's my take on CPI report that's coming out tomorrow? So I talked about this earlier. Great question. I don't know. And again, if you're newer to me as a trader or newer to me as a person, I really don't worry myself with stuff that don't apply directly to me. I day trade and scalp off a 1 minute chart. So CPI numbers, I'm just gonna trade whatever happens, right? So CPI comes out at 8:30, market opens at 9:30. I might sit the first 15 minutes out or so. I might go live and live trade in my group chat. But I'm not really thinking about CPI. I'm gonna trade what's there. And whatever's there is what I'm gonna trade. That's it. So, all right, y'all. It is 8:03 for me, 9:03 Eastern. This is supposed to be a 30-minute. It's turned into an hour. And as y'all know, I could be on here all night, which is why I'm not charging my phone on my laptop. Because if my laptop and phone had like 50%, I promise you we would be still on this thing for another 2 hours. So, great questions. Glad y'all hopped on here. The Zoom is going to be recorded and put into the Discord. The live is going to be recorded and put on my story. If you got more questions, DM me, but I'm not going to respond just like that because I try to have a life outside of the group chat. But y'all in the group chat know that the group chat be my life most of the time. All right. See y'all later. And you're welcome. I see all the thank yous in the chats. It's always so nice. It's so nice seeing them thank yous. Thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for coming to get better. Thank y'all for asking questions. Y'all know it, and I say it all the time, but it's not something that needs to be said. Everybody I bring onto the team, our biggest thing is to pour into those who want to be poured into. We invest into those who want to be invested in. And y'all are investing your time to be here. Y'all are investing your money to be in the chat. And y'all want to get it. Y'all want to win. And I'm all for helping people win. I want people to grow. I want people to excel. I had a lot of stuff I had to overcome on my trading journey because I was doing it by myself. You've all heard yesterday, Avery said she had mentors and coaches. JJ had mentors. I ain't had it. I didn't have mentors. So I'm trying to fill that gap and be that for everybody else so that y'all don't have to take 10 years to get to where I'm at. Y'all can get to where I'm at in 1 year or in 2 years. All right. Thank y'all. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna flip a coin and see if I'm live trading tomorrow. Other than that, deuces.